Please stand for the entrance of the Honorable Mayor Carl Brewer and the Wichita City Council. Mayor Carl Brewer, Vice Mayor Pete Meitzner, Councilmember Janet Miller, Councilmember Jeff Blubaugh, Councilmember Jeff Longwell, Councilmember James Clendenin, and Councilmember Levanta Williams. Please remain standing for the posting of the colors by the Wichita Fire Department Honor Guard. Prepare to post the colors. Ready? Post. Read. Cover. Read. Say. Arms. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for the invocation by Reverend Deanne Smith, Executive Director of the United Methodist Open Door.
I invite you to join me in prayer. Gracious God, tonight we gather to focus on Wichita, its people, its businesses, its agencies and organizations that make it a wonderful place to live. We gather to hear the mayor's views on the accomplishments of the past and to hear the hopes for Wichita's future. Bless this time, O God. Unite our hearts and minds to seek the best for our city and its people. Guide us to look at the possibilities of our future, and as we move forward, encourage us to use our talents to challenge one another and to grow with one another so that Wichita will prosper and all citizens will be included and will benefit. Most of all tonight, let us focus on this moment when so many are gathered in one place who share the common desire for a bright future for this place we call home. We ask this in the name of the one who makes all things possible, Creator, Redeemer, and Sustainer. Amen.
You may be seated. Please join me in welcoming the Youth Council Mayor, Aaron Llewellyn.
Good evening, and welcome to the 2014 State of the City Address. I'm Aaron Llewellyn, the Mayor of the Wichita Mayor's Youth Council. Established in 2008, the Mayor's Youth Council's mission is to provide Wichita youth with an opportunity to weigh in on community issues and learn about city government. So far, this academic year, we have participated in many events like Young Leaders Across Wichita, where about 50 youth volunteers performed community service at 5 different sites throughout the city. Additionally, some of us have led presentations on healthy living and wise decisions through an event named Junior Jumpstart. The Mayor's Youth Council participated in the city's community engagement meetings known as ACT ICT. The NYC wants to increase both youth involvement in local government and encourage government leaders to solicit youth voices in decision-making. Today's youth are tomorrow's leaders. I am grateful to serve as its mayor. At this time, I would like to thank Mayor Carl Brewer, the City Council, Spirit Aero Systems, Mirror Incorporated, and my fellow NYC members for making the Youth Council possible. And now, I would like to present to you the Honorable Mayor Carl Brewer.
Good evening. Distinguished members of the Wichita City Council, honored guests, and fellow Wichitans, thank you for attending the 2014 State of the City Address. I'd like to thank the City Council members for their commitment to the citizens and the residents of Wichita. Thank you so very much for your hard work. I would also like to recognize some special guests that we have with us tonight. Colonel Joel D. Jackson, the commander of the 184th Intelligence Wing at McConnell Air Force Base, and his wife. Thank you so very much for attending today, sir and ma'am. Tonight, I'm going to highlight some 2013 accomplishments and share some key initiatives and success, and discuss some significant successes that we be facing here together. You may recall, during last year's State of the City, I asked you to get into the game and help us identify community priorities for now and for the future. You responded through surveys, public meetings, online discussions, and social media town hall meetings. Let me say thank you, Wichita, for your feedback. But 2013 was only the beginning. We still need to hear from you on the big issues that face our community today. When we work together, history shows that we can do great things. Our community partnerships have helped us overcome the challenges of the Great Recession, which brought layoffs to many sectors of our economy. We've made significant progress. The economy is growing again, and for the past 5 years, Greater Wichita Economic Development has been working and generating new jobs. Last year, they generated over 10,000 jobs in the past 5 years, with more than $400 million in capital investments. Another good sign that the economy is turning around is that our tax base has held steady, and for the 20th consecutive year, the city was able to maintain a consistent mill levy rate. We know that a stable, competitive tax rate attracts and retains Wichita businesses and our jobs. I'd like to highlight a few of the public and private partnerships that are here helping us to be able to create jobs. First of all, Spirit Aerosystems. They continue to create jobs and bring new work to Wichita. Thank you, Spirit. We also have Triumph Aerostructures. They won a new contract with Viking Air, a Canadian aerospace manufacturer. Triumph will build the fuselage for the aircraft at its Wichita plant. This project will provide 100 new jobs for our community. It goes without saying the general aviation industry is vital to our community, and we're working hard to help it grow. Let me share what we're doing in China. China is a developing market with many aviation needs. When the Chinese think about aviation, we want them to think about Wichita first. That's why we're developing new partnerships through the Global Air Cap program. We recently opened an office in Beijing to make sure we're ready to respond when they need airplanes and to explore additional trade opportunities. We're also working to develop a relationship with a second Chinese city. The competition is stiff, and Wichita, we're getting into the game. We must continue to diversify our economy. Earlier this year, the city teamed with the county and the state to bring Starwood Hotels and Resorts call center to Wichita. The 900-person call center is the company's largest in North America. Wichita competed against Texas and Washington State to win this project. Another exciting development is the construction of K-96 interchange at Greenwich Road, which will start very soon as part of a $90 million commercial and tourism district. The city is working with developers and the state to build a multi-purpose athletic complex where youth sports teams will compete on a regional and national level in tournaments. This project will attract shoppers, visitors, young athletes to the Wichita area and their families. It's expected to inject millions of out-of-state dollars into our local economy. Wichita is also creating jobs in other industries. For example, Wesley Medical Center will invest approximately $36 million over the next 4 years to remodel its women and children's hospital, which will also create new jobs. Leading Technologies Composites is expanding and adding jobs there. These are just a few of the major projects that occurred here last year. I also want to remind you that the competition for our local businesses is fierce on a regional and global level. So it's critical that we continue to work together with our city and our county and our business leaders to be able to retain the jobs that we have. We will continue to use public dollars to create private jobs, preserve our local economy, and support our workers and their families. We will also continue to support our successful Affordable Airfares program. It has made flying out of Wichita attractive. In 2013, our airfares continued to drop, falling 3.6%, according to the most recent figures. As a result, the average fares in Wichita are lower than Tulsa, Oklahoma City, and we're closing the gap on Kansas City. We celebrated a significant milestone at the airport in June as we welcomed Southwest Airlines to Wichita. We worked hard to bring Southwest to town, and we need to keep them here in order to keep fares low. So when you make your corporate travel plans, please remember our community's commitment to supporting low-cost carriers so that we can continue those low fares. Related to the airport, There's growing anticipation surrounding our new terminal. It's expected to open on schedule in March of 2015. Later this year, we will open the 4-story parking and rental car facility that will be located near the new terminal. Our downtown is also gaining momentum. The master plan is creating more destinations, more jobs, and more housing. It's been exciting to watch the development of Block 1. Downtown leaders are working with developers and the city to renovate an entire city block in the heart of downtown Wichita. The projects include the newly remodeled 117-room Ambassador Hotel, a new 270-space public parking garage financed by the city, which also features retail space and an urban plaza in the area. The Kansas Leadership Center, that certainly brings excitement because that is the first new downtown building on Douglas in 38 years. Even the former Henry's building is now under renovation. Another exciting development is the transformation of the old KG&E building to residential apartments known as the Lux. The commercial space on the first 2 floors and tenants have already started moving into this facility, which happens to be backed also by the city, by city financing. There are other significant downtown residential projects in the works. Value Place Apartments and River Vista will help jumpstart developments around the Arkansas River. Corner 365 and Commodore Apartments and Market and Main Apartments will bring more housing to the core area. The Exchange Place project will transform 2 downtown buildings that are currently abandoned. And the recent purchase of the Union Station by a local firm will also support downtown redevelopment efforts. We're also taking steps to ensure that we have integrity and openness when we solicit proposals for development in the core area. Recently, I appointed an advisory committee to make sure that we have clear guidelines and expectations for developers. We want to make this process easy to navigate so we can get the best proposals for downtown redevelopment. In addition to a strong downtown, we need a solid infrastructure. This year, we made progress in that area. We invested more than $70 million to improve 13th Street, 29th Street, the East Kellogg expansion, Meridian, the Broadway Bridge, and Amerton, and more work is underway. The city has also invested in the second phase of the Aquifer Storage and Recovery Project, known as the ASR. New construction was completed in time to help with the drought. More than 100 million gallons of water was diverted from the Little Arkansas River directly to customers. That minimized the amount of water that was taken from Cheney Reservoir. We're making progress, but we still have critical decisions ahead to ensure a long-term water supply. Together, we've made great strides in 2013 to improve our community. But I also want to share some things that we've done to improve city operations and better serve the public. First, I want you to know city government finances remain sound and the city continues to maintain an excellent credit score on its long-term debt. We're building stronger integrated work teams by training staff on project management disciplines. Our employees are improving the way that we do business by identifying clear goals, objectives, and performance measures. Through better project management, we're doing the right things, the right time, at act the right way. We'll also continue to keep you safe and sound and secure. We're using the latest technologies, best practices, and smart partnerships to protect you. Let me highlight some of the cutting-edge technologies. WPD has a new forensic laser that makes it easier to find evidence, including fingerprints and DNA. The department also has a 3D laser, which gives investigators a unique look at evidence, capturing details that might otherwise be overlooked during their investigations. Also, nearly 50 officers will soon be wearing body cameras to capture events during their shifts. The recording helps protect the residents, the officers, and the integrity of police work. But technology alone can't solve crime. The police need your help. There were 16 homicides in Wichita last year, and that was a record low. But a single homicide is one too many. We need you to make phone calls and to partner with us in doing this and solving these crimes. To date, we must continue to work together to keep the community safe. The Wichita Fire Department is also working hard to protect you. A recent national survey shows firefighters respond much faster than their peers. They arrive on the scene in less than 5 minutes and put the fire out in the room where it started, more than 70% of the time. The survey also shows the cost of providing fire service in Wichita is 40% less than peer cities. Chief, thank you. The city also purchased 9 new fire engines and 1 ladder truck to make sure that our firefighters are there when you need them. Wichita, our public safety workers are serving you many ways every day. I'm proud to be the mayor of a generous city where so many people perform charitable deeds. One example is the Wichita Police Department's homeless outreach team, known as HOT. It's designed to help the homeless in different ways. Now, when officers respond to a 911 homeless call, they focus on steering them into shelters, homes, and ultimate jobs rather than jail. The results are encouraging. The HOT team has helped 23 people into full-time jobs, reunited 36 people with family and friends, and provided other support to 400 homeless people. One of them is Eddie Benjamin. Mr. Benjamin was homeless, and a stranger told him about the HOT program. He met the homeless outreach team, and they directed him to the homeless shelter. Today, Mr. Benjamin lives in an apartment and has a job. Mr. Benjamin would be with us tonight, but he informed us that he had to go to work. Mr. Benjamin said, and I quote, "Since I met the HOT team, everything started working out for me. They stayed by my side through everything. If it wasn't for the program, I don't know where I would be." Can I please have the HOT team please stand? I want to thank the entire HOT team for their hard work and for your commitment to those that are less fortunate in our community. Thank you for the outstanding job. Wichita, we must stay committed to finding affordable housing for residents in need. To that end, the city and its partners have provided 18 families with down payments and closing costs so that they could purchase their first home, helped 44 families become self-sufficient, and moved more than 180 veterans into Section 8 housing. You know, on a note on these veterans, these men and women have served in various different countries, not at home. They've given up a lot of freedoms, a lot of time, just to assist us and to take care of us and to provide us with the freedoms that we cherish today. So I'm asking you, do more for these veterans. Help them. I'm asking employers to hire the veterans. Give them a closer look. Give them another chance. And please, give to local charities and nonprofits that support them. These brave men and women have made sacrifices for us. And now, it's time for us to help them. Thank you, sir. Tonight, I want to take this opportunity, and certainly it's an honor, to recognize a veteran. This veteran is Aldi Miller. Aldi Miller is a member of the historic Tuskegee Airmen, the trailblazing African Americans who fought in World War II. They were the first black pilots in the United States military. President Obama recently recognized these pioneers, and Mr. Miller wasn't able to make the trip to Washington. But he's here tonight with us. Mr. Miller, sir, would you please join Colonel Jackson and me to the podium to receive your Congressional Medal of Honor.
Sir, the Congressional Gold Medal is the highest honor that our Congress bestows upon civilians. The Tuskegee Airmen's efforts, sir, your efforts, earned this award through the improvements not only in our military, but also our civil rights. We thank you for everything you have done to make our country great.
Thank you, sir. Again, sir, thank you and thank all veterans for serving this country. I also want to take an opportunity to recognize the fact that we have several other Tuskegee Airmen that have joined us for this special occasion. And can I please get them to please stand? Colonel Boyd and Mr. Jackson. This past year, the H2O Care Fund, the city created that so that we can help fellow Wichitans pay their water and sewer bills. That's what we do, Wichita. We work together as a team to help one another. Now that we've shared our recent accomplishments, I want to tell you about some of the initiatives that are underway. Right now, the community is discussing how to provide adequate public transportation. Wichita Transit staff and the Transit Advisory Board have developed a plan that will be key to the discussion. We need to know what you think. Should we have more stops and drop-offs and pickups for riders? Should we? I see we're going to have somebody at all the meetings. And should we run later hours during the week and on weekends so that we can help people to get to their jobs, schools, and medical appointments? Should we find new partners to extend our service area and to help with the cost? We also know that the transit fleet is old. Over the next 5 years, more than 65% of the fleet must be replaced. The ongoing cost of the fleet replacement remains a challenge for the years ahead. We've also been working on some other transportation and quality of life projects. State grants will provide 36 miles of new connecting bike paths, new signs, and bike racks as part of the Bicycle Master Plan. A pedestrian plan will help promote a healthier lifestyle for Wichitans. I want to thank the advisory boards and the Wichita Center for Health and Wellness Coalition for supporting these community improvements. We're also working on a master plan for Watson Park and the city's public swimming pools and water features. I ask that you please weigh in on the discussion at Activate Wichita website. We hear you when you give us feedback, and that's why we're improving and expanding our street, water and sewer and maintenance programs. We're increasing street maintenance funding by 25%. And we're using the latest technology to find the most cost-effective way to maintain our roads. We're shifting the emphasis from arterials to neighborhood roads. With your feedback, we're increasing our investment in water and sewer systems. Funding has gone up at least 250% from the previous years, and with repair work occurring across the entire city. We also have big decisions to make as a community regarding the future of Century 2 and the proposed downtown library. The decision will be based on facts and community feedback. We want a good return on our investment. We want attractive facilities that meet our community needs. We must hear from you to make a decision. I'm excited about the many ways that we continue to connect with you. A few weeks ago, the city launched the Office of Community Engagement. It was formed with the belief that better government decisions are possible with more community input. We will work with residents and neighborhood groups so that everyone is heard on this important issue. And we'll develop stronger partnerships. We've also reached out in other ways. Earlier this year, we launched a multi-format community engagement process to get your feedback on priorities for the next 20 years. Thank you for participating. So far, more than 1,300 people have been involved in 91 meetings across Wichita, telling us what matters to them regarding business investments, job creations, new water sources, green space and parks, street improvements, homeless assistance, transit, and other issues. By what we've heard, we've learned that more than 70% of our residents are willing to rise above their personal interests to do what's best for the community. Even more of you have a strong commitment to preserving the future and are willing to do your part to leave Wichita a better place for the next generation. Now, next month, the results of this engagement process will be summarized in a report and delivered to the community. The report will serve as a foundation for the City Council for our new strategic plan. Tonight, we celebrated our accomplishments, shared new initiatives, and outlined the challenges ahead. We've said for some time now that we're growing and we have growing needs and declining revenues. It's time to answer some big questions. What do you want for our city and the next generation? Do you want to be a place that attracts new jobs and keeps current employers? Do you want to be a community where people choose to live, to work, and raise families? Our rich history shows that we can do great things together. We have built the fighter planes that helped propel America and its allies to victory during World War II. We've trained workers and supported plane manufacturers that helped brand Wichita as the air capital of the world. We produced job creators, innovators, and entrepreneurs who grew companies that became global names. We've come out of recessions before and responded well to threats of the past. And by the way, we all know we went to the Final Four last year. And follow that up with an undefeated season this year. Tonight, I'm asking you to get into the game and to move our city forward. We need you to be a player and not a spectator, to win a better and brighter future for tomorrow. We're counting on you. Thank you, and God bless Wichita.
Please remain seated while the mayor and city council exit the chambers, followed by the manager, department directors, judges, and their spouses. Ushers will dismiss groups by row, exiting through the back doors. Thank you for your cooperation, and please be careful driving home or to the game tonight, and go Shocks.